What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle, and welcome back to another Spud Cup race day. This is round 8 of our 12-week season, so without wasting any more time, let's jump in and see how this week went. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here for another round of the Spud Cup Season 3. Today we are racing still in the USA at the famous Laguna Seca. Today's track length is a 3.57 kilometers, and Laguna Seca is notorious for making or breaking races, so we'll see exactly how that shows up today in today's sessions. Let's have a look now at our sprint race results to see how our grid is going to look into our feature. We have Tom taking pole position, followed by Mixter, who is locking out the top 2 positions. Under that, we have myself, CJ, and Tim rounding out top 5, with Josh, Sketch, David, and Bobby, with Matthew in 10th, holding up our top 10 positions. We have a total of 17 drivers in today's race, so let's jump to the grid and get ready for this green flag. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, on the grid. The drivers are ready, and we are waiting for the green flag to be waved. As soon as that does, we're underway, and away we go. Green flag is down, drivers are off. Let us see how we go through turn 1. Turn 1 is going to be a very, very interesting set of corners because it is a downhill braking zone. Just look at the amount of cars that are on the grid today. Absolutely insane. Aiden goes a little bit wide. We can see Aiden going a little bit wide, a little bit of carnage. JDM rear ends. Aiden hits Links. Links goes off. Matthew goes off. Aiden's back on the track. Matthew is just spinning out, trying to get out of the gravel. Lucky doesn't get bogged. Back out on the gravel. Links is out in front. Matt has now slipped down into P16 in the first lap, turn 1. What a way to start today's race. Unfortunate for him, but it is a half an hour race. There is plenty of time to catch back up. Let's jump up now to Mixter. Let's see Mixter right behind Tom. Tom has already got a commanding 1.5 second lead. I'm about 2.5 tenths behind Mixter, staying as close as I can. Let's jump on board myself now. Let's see exactly what this looks like going through this left-hander before we head into the corkscrew. The corkscrew is definitely going to be a very, very challenging set of corners for most people on this track today because it is absolutely unrelenting. If you don't hit this correctly and you go a little bit too wide over this blind area you can see on the right hand, if you dip a tire in that dirt, it is all over. You'll spin out very, very quickly, and it makes it very hard to catch back up to people when you've spun in the corkscrew because you will have to wait for drivers to pass you before re-entering the track. But so far, so good. A little bingle on the start of the track, but nothing too major just yet. We've got JDM is making some good positions out in front of David. David is right in front of Munkus, and Munkus in front of Aiden. Matthew is now catching back up to Links in P15, still ready to try and get up to the top 10 positions that I know he wants to be. Mixter has just done fastest lap of the race at a 1:25.8. Absolutely incredible lap, but it's not going to be the fastest of today. We are going to get some stupid laps here today, I can already tell you that. I'm about 4 tenths behind Mixter, and Tom out in front has a 1.9, so a 2-second lead ahead of Mixter. This is going to be a very hard one to catch. You don't want to let Tom slip too far away because it's going to be impossible to catch back up. Matthew has now jumped into the pits. Matthew is now in the pits. I don't know if he had damage from that first little bit, but we do have a fast repair on today's race. So if you do have to get into pits, it is a quick repair before you're back out on the track. Maybe got some fuel. Maybe he's done his pit stop for the day. We'll see how this unfolds for Matthew and how his pit strategy is going to play out for the rest of today's race. Let's jump back up now to myself and Mixter, 3 tenths behind. We've also got Patrick is very, very close to Bobby. That's side by side going through this part of the bus stop. Not the bus stop, sorry, the left-hander before the corkscrew. Nice and close. Patrick on the inside, Bobby on the outside. He's made it happen. Bobby's spun. I think Bobby spun. He has. Oh, Bobby's gone wide. Oh, no. I shouldn't have spoken about it. I shouldn't have looked. Bobby went wide to the left-hander heading into the corkscrew. We thought it was going to be the corkscrew that was going to give drama today, but unfortunately it was the corner beforehand, which is a very, very tough one, might I add. Patrick is now in P10, 2.5 tenths. Let's jump to him quickly. Patrick is making a move. JDM on the outside, Patrick on the in. Almost going to make it happen. Patrick is right behind him. Let's jump on board now with him. See exactly how he's going to tackle this. Left-hander, last corner of today. Before you head down the straight, the best exit out of this corner is going to play to your advantage. JDM really using as much of the track as possible, I think. I don't know whether that's an off track or not, but more power to him. We've got Tom has now just completed the fastest lap of today's race with a 1:21.6. I told you they were going to get faster. I didn't think it'd be this quick. Jesus. Patrick goes very, very wide through turn 1. Super deep in the braking zone. And we've got a spin. Azro spins. Azro spins. I don't know if he's coming out of the pits or if he went a little bit wide on the inside return to that corner. That is so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Azro now down to P12, right behind David and right in front of Timmy. We've got somebody going off. What is going on? What happened? Was this David? What happened? David spun, took out Azro. Azro's done. They're both in the pits. Links is missing tires. Azro's missing tires. What is going on today? Oh my god, we've got carnage already. We're 3 laps in, 4 minutes into today's race, and there's already death and or carnage. I'm a big gap behind, super gap behind Tom. I don't know what is going on. The overlays have now shit themselves. They've gone crazy. I don't know what's going on. David's in the pits. Apparently he's in the lead. Tom is now in P2. What is going on? The crash was so bad that it has destroyed our timing overlays. I have absolutely no idea what is going on. David is now coming out into P2, apparently. Tom is out in first in P1. I'm now P2, and Mixter is in P3. I don't know what the hell is going on today. I have no idea what is happening. But you can see Mixter is right behind myself there. This is already looking to be a very, very interesting race. I cannot say that in all of the Spud Cup racing we've done that we've had a single overlay, accident that has destroyed our overlays for a session. That has made it very, very interesting. Aiden and Tim now leaving the pits. Azro is in the pits with Lynx also leaving pit exit as well. Oh my god, we've got, I reckon half the field is now out of today's race so far. They've already had to jump in for repairs and fuel. I don't know what is happening. I got no idea what's going on. No idea what is going on. This is absolutely insane. We're looking at Mixter now, looking on board with him, going through this left-hander, and this is a big crucial corner because you have to really get as close to that apex as you can to run up as much speed and pace heading into the corkscrew. You'll be surprised how much time you lose on that uphill part of this track before heading into the corkscrew. And just look at the pace. Mixter dropping down into second gear, dipping a tyre, getting as close as you can to that inside line on the right-hand part of the corkscrew and putting the power down. I've now got a 5.6 second gap to Tom. I have 5.5 seconds of a gap that I need to make up. Mixer is now 2.5 seconds behind me. CJ, 4.5 behind that. And we've got Monkus now making a move on Josh. Let's quickly jump to them. Jump to them. Oh, we've got somebody going wide as well. There's just death everywhere. There is carnage everywhere. That's Patrick. Patrick has spun. Patrick has gone off just after the corkscrew. What is happening? What is happening? I have no idea what is going on today, but it's absolute carnage everywhere. Patrick's now limping back. I think he's got a bit of damage to the car. He does. That rear left does not want to stay to the car. Unfortunate for him, he's going to have to jump into the pits and get a repair done so he can... He's going to spin! Oh, Patrick, get off the track! Oh, God, I hope there's no carnage. Hold your brakes, please. There's cars coming around. He's holding his brakes. He sees them coming. Oh, God, it's carnage everywhere. We're going forward driving in these F4s today, apparently. This is just absolutely freaking insane. Let's jump back up to our leader, Tom, see what's going on here. Sketch is 8 tenths behind CJ. Aiden is 6 tenths behind Bobby. They are a lap down from our current leader, but we'll see exactly how that's going to fold out in the next half of this lap for them when they get back on the same lap. Aiden now makes a move on Bobby. Can he make it happen? He does. Aiden's on the outside to turn 1. He gets around on the outside, makes the move happen, gets it stuck before they enter this corner. What a good move by him. That is a good overtaking opportunity, especially if you can get the inside line. Not many overtakes happening on the outside, but good move from them. Safe driving from both. Well done. Let's jump back up to our leader now. We've got Tom commanding a 6-second lead. He is just pulling away. There is absolutely nothing that I can do to get close to Tom. Heading down the straight now, we're looking at Tom's rear of the car, and I've just gone through the last corner of the track. Just now. Tom is already almost at turn 1. This is just going to be a very, very hard one to catch Tom today. Look at the pace that he's putting through turn 1. Really getting close to that inside, hooking it around, and then you're flat out all the way through turn 3. Then to brake a little bit, turn it in, and then it's a very fast set of high-speed corners going through this part of the track. Looking on board of the sectors now, you can see Tom going through Sector 1. I was actually faster through Sector 1 than Tom. Let's see exactly how this one folds out. Tom was 15.4 seconds, and I was just almost a tenth quicker. Sector 2, Tom has just completed at 15.2. Can I stay on his pace, or am I going to start losing out in Sector 2? I've made time. I've gained time on Tom. That is 3/100ths of a second that I've made up on Tom just in there. Let's see exactly how we can make up through Sector 3. I'm very interested to see how quick Tom is in comparison and where he's making up this time, because he is a very, very hard person to catch. Tom has just done a fastest Sector 3 of the race with a 19.7. How far off the pace am I? I am just 100th off, almost a tenth. We'll count it as a tenth. We are now going through Sector 4. Let's see exactly how fast Tom can be. Going to 14.0, not a super quick lap for him, and not the fastest sector, sorry, for the race, but I am just behind half a tenth. I'm making up some pretty good time here. So far, we're almost on the same sort of lap. We'll see how fast this lap has been for Tom when he's crossing the line just now. Tom has just done a lap of a 121.6 with the last sector of 17.1. My last lap is going to be a 122 flat. He's made up almost 4 tenths in Sector 5. We've got carnage on turn 1 already. What's going on? Carnage on turn 1. People are going out. This is just absolutely insane racing. Insane racing so far. I'm looking at the gaps here on our leaderboard, and we have big gaps across the board. Anyone from P9 down is actually a lap down from our leader currently, which is definitely stretching out the grid and making people essentially do some hot laps, and the racing is going to come down to how consistent you can be. Looking again at our track map on the top right, you can see exactly how big of a gap there is between drivers across the board. Let's see now how Tom goes through this part of the corkscrew. Let's jump on board with him. Actually, we'll see if we can get a nice shot of seeing him through the corkscrew. Let's jump now. We've got a nice little entry here on the left-hander, following through on the drone. We've got a right-hander through the corkscrew. Fantastic line for Tom. No wonder he's making up so much pace through this part of the track. Absolutely speeding through it, hitting every apex through the corkscrew and everywhere else. Nice and tight through that part of there. And let's see him attack the last corner of today's race. Nice and tight, breaking through part 2. There we go, straight through. Running it wide, amazing lap. Amazing lap from him. This is going to be a quick lap, I think. I think this is going to be one of the fastest laps of today's race. Let's see how he folds out. Not that quick. 121.9. Still a stupidly quick lap, but his fastest being a 121.1. That's almost a second of a difference. I was very surprised to see that not be the fastest lap of today's race. Let's jump now to Patrick. He's 1/10 behind Bobby. I think he's side by side. He is. Heading into turn 1. Here we go. Side by side racing between the two of them. Can he make it happen? He does. Right on the outside again. Another outside overtake on turn 1. Not somewhere I expected people to be diving, especially from the outside of the track, but that's a very good move by him. Great pace by Patrick to get past Bobby there. Nice and safe for them too as well. Well done to Patrick. We've got Bobby 7/10 behind. He's getting very, very far away from Patrick quickly. He wants to try and stay in that slipstream. Very, very tough track for a lot of people here today as well. Lord Munkus is now 4/10 behind JDM. Let's see him now on board with Munkus. He is 3.5 behind JDM, and like I said, you can see it right now. He is in the slipstream of JDM, and he's going to be able to get as close as he possibly can and utilize that slipstream to get closer. You don't have to be the best in the corners, but if you are in the slipstream, it does make your life a hell of a lot easier. JDM getting a little bit loose there in the front end through that turn, heading into the hard left before the corkscrew. Let's see how tight Munkus can get right behind JDM. He pulls away a little bit. Let's see now, going through the corkscrew there. Let's see if we can have a look at both of them and see what is going to happen through this part of the track. 4/10 behind, heading to the corkscrew. Breaks a little bit later than JDM, so he's nice and close. You can see them chasing through now. Tom has just done fastest lap of the race with a 121 flat. I told you there's going to be stupidly quick laps today, and this just goes to show it. Let's have a look now. We can see Munkus is only 9/10. JDM has done a good job of pulling further away. We've got Lynx 4/10, 5/10, 6/10 behind Jeff. She's trying to catch back up. We've got Patrick and Bobby completing fastest laps for them of the race with 126 and 125s. Sketch has just done his fastest lap of the race with a 122.8 going across the board. You can see Sketch in the orange livery there, car number 8, doing a fantastic job this season. Sketch has done an incredible job with consistency in the last couple of weekends to see. And oh, we've got somebody going off. Who is this going off? Was this Matthew? Was this Bobby? Oh, God, I can't see who it was. I think Bobby. Bobby, car number 33, spun. Either leaving the pits or going through turn 1. A very, very tricky set of corners through turn 1 because you do need to break that downhill part, and it's very, very easy to get caught in some oversteer. Bobby is definitely going to be able to catch up. He's only 14 seconds behind Patrick. We are 11 and a half, 12 minutes in. He can definitely make up that time. Let's jump to Lord Munkus again. Munkus is only 5/10. He's half a second behind JDM, and this battle continues between the two of them. Having a look now through the left-hander, like I said, you want to dip a tire on that apex, not hit the curb, because if you do, you can damage your front wing. So far, so good for Munkus heading into the corkscrew. JDM is definitely booking his pace here, doing a fantastic job of getting ahead and staying ahead of Munkus. You can see now there are over a second. JDM's line through the corkscrew is absolutely unreal. Fantastic driving by him. You can see him pulling away now from Munkus in P7. He's now 1.3 seconds ahead. Fantastic job. Fantastic job. Absolutely killing it so far. Speaking of killing it, we can see Tom, our leader, having a look at him now, car number 33, is 11 seconds. He is 11 seconds ahead. He went from 2 seconds to 6 seconds to now almost 11-second lead. I don't know how the hell he manages to do this every freaking weekend, but he's absolutely killing it this season. Incredible driving by him. I'm very, very interested to see how clean he can keep it before the end of the race, and hopefully we don't have too many issues. Just look at the pace. Look at how quick he is going through that left-hander there before the corkscrew. That is where he's making up so much time and getting such a quick run out through that part of the track. Looking at him now through the corkscrew. Look how tight that is. So quick. Such a quick lap by him. That is an absolutely insane pace through the corkscrew. No wonder he's being a very, very hard driver to catch today. He is absolutely showing how he is doing a fantastic job. absolutely killing it. I'm very, 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 very impressed by him today, doing such a great job. You can see him coming up behind the lap car. This is Lynx. Lynx is pulling over. Fantastic job, Lynx. Well done. Thank you so much for leading to the blue flag. Thank you so much. We've got the Sketch now, 8/10 jumping up to him right behind CJ. There's fantastic driving between these two as well. They are super, super close. The driving in the championship between some drivers is very, very close. We have CJ and Sketch are very close in the championship leaderboard. Mixter and myself were very close in the championship leaderboard. We have Neki in P2 in our championship so far. And Tom, our race leader so far, is out in front, leading our championship standings. I might even put at the end of today's video our current standings of our championship so you guys can see exactly where everyone is sitting and how they're tracking so far. Sketch is half a second behind CJ, heading into turn 1. He brakes a little bit later. CJ gets on the brakes a little bit early, a little bit slower than Sketch through this part of the track, but much tighter. The run out that he gets is a lot better, but now we have Sketch within CJ's slipstream. He goes a little bit wide. Sketch goes a little bit wide, definitely tries to keep it on the track. A little bit wide through there, and look at the time he's lost. He's now back up to a second. We're now settled back down. We're a second of a gap between most people, but Sketch is coming back with a vengeance. You can see him 9/10 behind. This is going to be a very, very tricky one for CJ. If Sketch can get into striking distance, we'll see how that unfolds later in the race. I hope he can get closer, but I reckon CJ is going to do a very good job of holding him off for as long as he possibly can through this part of the track. You can see now coming up some lap cars. This might do good for Sketch. We'll see what happens. Car number 17 is David, I think. Mr. David's in 17th. Car number 17, we'll have to have a look and see so we can verify and make sure. I think we've got that as Jeff. That is Jeff Dalton in car number 17, the green livery up ahead. Hopefully we can get him out of the way. He does. He pulls aside, but that has given Sketch the chance to get 5/10 closer to CJ. He's now half a second. He's made up half a second just in that little part. Jeff now comes into the pits. I think he's got some damage. And Sketch, let's jump on board with him now. You can see him in the slipstream of CJ. He had a good run out of the last corner. Can he make it up? 3.5/10. Can he get down to 2/10 before turn 1? We'll see what happens. Hopefully CJ can brake a little bit later and try and maintain that speed. He gets on the brakes a little bit early. Sketch gets close. 3.5/10, 4/10. CJ having a really good run out. Sketch, a fantastic line through turn 1. Incredible job. He keeps nice and close, 3.5/10, stay in that slipstream, hits that apex perfectly, runs out a little wide, he runs out a little wide, keep it on the track, he does, stays on the track right behind CJ. This is going to be very, very close between these two today. I knew that these guys are going to be close driving, but it's going to depend on how quick it's going to be, how close it's going to be. He goes on the outside, CJ on the inside, does CJ back out? I think CJ backed out, he did. CJ just backed out of that corner. Sketch has made it up into P4. CJ is not holding back though. CJ wants to make up that position again. You can see him staying nice and close. What an incredible overtake by Sketch. Well done to him, holding the patience and taking the opportunity when it showed itself. Incredible job, mate. Well done. Let's jump now to our blimp camera, our drone camera through the corkscrew and see if we can have a look. What is happening through? Oh God, CJ spins. CJ spun. JDM has spun. CJ has spun. Oh God, Munkus is now right behind him. What a job. Oh God, what a turn. What a turn of events. CJ now trying to hold on to his position. You've got Munkus right behind him, 3.5/10. I'm heading into the pits now. We've got Munkus, car number 10, right behind CJ, making a move on the inside. No, he pokes his nose, but he doesn't quite make it happen. Bobby, a lapped car, tries to get out of the way before the last corner. We can see how close this is. I'm in the pits. Sketch is now up into P3. He's overtaking me in the pits. I'm now losing spots to JDM. JDM is now up. CJ, Munkus are both passing the pits. I've now dropped down to P7. Look how close this is across the board. This is insane. Car number 10, Munkus right behind CJ in the monster car number 5. This is going to be a very tight race between these two. CJ doing a great job of keeping him at bay. I thought Munkus was going to try and make a move in the last corner. He was very, very close, but CJ did a great job trying to hold him off and keep him at bay. I've just left the pits. I am right coming out of the pits now, right behind Carmen and Jeff holding me up in the pits. I remember him being quite slow, leaving pit exit, which made it quite difficult to try and get back out on the track. We've got Bobby. Bobby has spun. Bobby's having a rough day today. Laguna Seca is taking names. Let's jump down to, we see Josh in the background there. Josh in P8 doing a great job so far with his consistency. Fastest lap of 1:24.2, doing a very, very good job. He's 5.5 seconds behind me in P7. If he can make up some time, he has a good chance. Jumping the curb there has a good chance of making up into P7 and taking that position for myself, because Josh's consistency throughout this whole season has been incredible. Incredible job by him. Does his best to keep it clean and follows as many rules as he can to try and keep a nice, safe, clean racing across the board. So thank you, Josh, for that. Car number 31, Josh Garner, going through The corkscrew now, look at the line. The corkscrew in these cars is absolutely terrifying because you don't have any visibility of what is going on. Let's look now. CJ is going through pit lane. CJ's into the pits. I don't know if he's got damage or if he's going to stop to get fuel. We are currently 18 and a half minutes into today's race. You don't have to get fuel, but I think you don't have to pit, sorry, but I think you will have to get fuel depending on how you can save it. This is one of those tracks where you're flat foot the entirety of today's race, so you're going to have to try and save fuel if you can, but even if you do a good job, I don't think you're going to have enough. Heading into the pits now, you can see CJ getting jacked up. I think he's going to get some tyres potentially. I don't know if he's going to get tyres, but we'll see. Hopefully not, because you might not need them unless he's absolutely shredded them with some spins. We'll see. We get on board now. You can see Tom, our leader, 11 seconds ahead of Mixter in P2. Aiden now gets overtakes CJ in the pits. He's now coming out of the pits. Tom is blinking just a little bit. We can see Mixter right behind him in 12 seconds of a gap. Sorry, we've got Tim behind Tom, I think, in that livery. Car number 96, that is. We've got Tim right behind him. He is a lap down at the moment, unfortunately. But like I said, Tom's pace has just been absolutely insane. So I wouldn't be surprised that he's a couple of laps ahead of everybody at this point. Absolutely beaming in this F4. We've got myself now up into P6. I don't know how in the hell I've managed to make up another position, but I have. I'm back up into P6, trying to get back into my top 3 positions where I started. We've got Munkus 4.5 tenths, JDM 1.7 seconds, behind Sketch. Today's race is very, very interesting. A lot of the races that we've had in the Spud Cup this whole season has been very, very close racing across the board. But today it seems to be a lot of people getting quick laps, a lot of people having accidents, and there's no real in-between. It makes it very, very hard for people to be racing each other when there's such a big gap between a lot of the drivers. So we'll see how this unfolds with people's positions. I think a lot of today is going to come down to pitch strategy and how we can hold off through our pitch strategy and where we can line it up. If you want to go for the undercut, it might work, but again, that's the only real deciding factor, is making sure you can keep it clean and not have to get repairs, and making sure you can time your pitch strategy correctly to see how you go. I'm in P6. I'm 9.5 seconds behind Lord Munkus, so I've got a bunch of work to make up today. He is 4.5 seconds behind JDM, and JDM 1.5 seconds behind Sketch. We have Mixter and Sketch in the top 3 positions. That is a podium finish for those two if they can hold it up. Let's see exactly how this finishes up. But we have a pretty bit of a gap. We have a massive gap between a lot of the drivers here today. I don't have anyone in my sights. We've got Tom, has just finished his lap of a 121.8, so he is not holding back. He is still pumping out these laps. Aiden now comes into the pits. Aiden is coming into the pits. He's in pit lane at the moment. Aiden's in the pits. I don't know if he's got repairs, but he's not in the car. Aiden's done. Aiden's had enough. He's finished. Laguna Seca has taken its first victim. He is done. He doesn't want a bar of it. Aiden's done. Tom is now 3.5 seconds ahead of Mixter. He's just killing his own little world today. Own little world. For argument's sake, let's have a look at some sectors and see. We've got Mixter is on pace with Tom in Sector 1. Let's see how quick he is through Sector 2, 3, and 4. This is going to be very, very tight between a lot of the drivers here today. But, like I said, the gap is going to completely depend on your pitch strategy and your ability to call when you should get your fuel. We've got 3 tenths made up by Tom in Sector 3. And Sector 2, Sector 3 is just under 19.6, so he's not pushing super, super hard to get fastest of the race, but he's still doing incredibly quick sectors across the board. Mixter 3 tenths down in Sector 2. How far is he in Sector 3? Is he close? He's not. 4.5 tenths through Sector 3. Tom has made up almost a second before the fourth sector of this lap. Absolutely insane pace by him, and that explains why he's now 14.5 seconds, or 14 seconds ahead of Mixter in P2. This is absolutely incredible. 1.5 tenths in Sector 4. Sector 5, just for argument's sake at this point, we want to know how quick he actually is. What is going on here with Sector 5? We've got, I'm going to say 3 tenths. Let's see how quick he was going through Sector 5. Mixter still waiting to cross Sector 5. He has 2 tenths. Only 2 tenths. That's not that much of a difference. However, that is still a 1.5 second difference in lap times. That is absolutely bananas. We can see Matthew now moving out of the way for Tom to get past. I can't see much action happening across the board. We've got myself now. I am behind Lord Munkus. I am making up time. I'm 7.3 seconds behind him. He is still out in P5, just on a lap of 123.9. I don't know how far behind I am, but I'm about to cross the line with my last lap of 122.6. So I'm about 1.3 seconds faster per lap. This could mean that in the next couple of laps, I could be in striking distance to catch Lord Munkus. Let's see exactly how we can make this up. I started in P2, or P3, sorry. I want to make sure I can hold back and get back up to those podium positions, because I want to get a podium in today's race. I love Laguna Seca. It's one of my favorite races, so hopefully we can make it up, and hopefully we can get a good result. So far, not looking to be the case. I'm now 6.5 seconds. I'm definitely catching him. Tom now, our leader, comes into pits. Tom is now crawling into pit lane to get his fuel. We are 23.5 minutes into today's race. We only have 6.5 minutes left. This is going to be where everything unfolds. I've already stopped for fuel. Some other drivers have already stopped for fuel. I don't know if Mixter hasn't either. Mixter is now coming into the pits. Mixter is now coming into pit lane, which gives Sketch the opportunity to pass and get in front of our leader. Let's see exactly what's going to happen now. Sketch coming through. Sketch comes into the pits. Sketch comes into the pits as well. We have Tom now exiting the pits. Mixter is now ready to exit the pits, I think, if he hasn't stopped yet. He hasn't stopped yet. God, such a long pit lane. My God. And now we've got him coming through. JDM is now about to overtake. He does. JDM up into P2. Can he get past Sketch? Sketch is now leaving pit lane. JDM up to P2. Monkus now makes the move. How close am I? Am I going to be able to make the move as well? I'm coming through pit lane. I've got car number 13 right behind me. It's Azro. He's super close. I get Sketch in the pits. I'm now up to P5. Sketch down into P6. Monkus is still 6.2 seconds ahead, but Monkus is only 1.1 seconds behind Mixter. Does he have the opportunity to get an overtake done? Let's see exactly what happens here. 9/10 behind. Mixter out now. Has full get some fuel for the rest of the race. Had a fast repair if he needed it. So his car is ready and rocking to go. We've only got 5 minutes left of today's race, so let's see how he can hold off. Mixter has a podium in his eyes. Can he make it happen? Can he get it to stick? Bobby coming into the pits now. CJ just done a lap of 124.1, I'm sorry. I'm now 5.7 seconds behind Monkus. I have made up about 3.5 seconds in the last couple of laps. Hopefully, I can get a little bit closer before the end of the race. 5 minutes to go. This is make or break. This is where everything is going to come into play. Let's see exactly how the rest of this unfolds. Let's jump on board now with myself. Going through the corkscrew now. You got Azro right behind me. Is not holding back either. Not holding back at all. Super quick through the corkscrew. Really close. JDM now comes into the pits. We have JDM heading into pit lane. That is going to give Mixter the opportunity to get past him in the pits. You can see Mixter now coming through the last corner of today's race. You can see him passing JDM in the pits. That is going to be him. Mixter up into P2 for today. Can you get Monkus right behind? Is Monkus going to pass JDM as well? He will. Monkus is now up to P3 on the podium. Can I get JDM in P4? I can. I've just made a move up on JDM. I'm now 4 seconds behind Monkus. How in the hell have I made up all this time? I don't know what is going on. My last lap was a 122.1. Monkus was a 124.3. I don't know if he had some damage or a little bit of an accident earlier, but I'm definitely making up some time. We have Patrick now 2/10 behind Tim. Can he make a move? This is heading into the corkscrew. This is going to be a very interesting battle between the two of them here. You can see getting on the brakes before the corkscrew here. He gets on the inside. He makes it happen. Patrick makes a move on the inside of the corkscrew, gets an overtake on Tim right out in the front. He is now 7.5 tenths in front of Timmy. What a great overtake by him. Fantastic job. Let's jump back up. We've got Monkus 2.5 tenths behind Mixter. Monkus is currently on the podium. Can he make this happen for the end of today? I'm now 3.5 tenths behind, 3.5 seconds, behind him, and I'm closing. I want that time. I want that podium, and here's the only thing standing in front of this P3 position for me. Going through the corkscrew. Look how quick that is. Absolutely insane. I got lapped cars behind me. I'm getting close. 3 seconds now. The gap is closing. The gap is closing. I'm right behind Aiden. Behind me is Azro. They are a lap down currently, but I am on contention for a podium here. Aiden on the inside. On the outside, can I get past him into the last corner? Aiden pulls across to the left. I get out in front. We've got car number 13 behind me. This is going to be a super quick run. Azro still staying super close. Monkus now moves into the pits. I get past Monkus in the pits. I'm up into P3. I'm currently on the podium. I'm 6.2 seconds behind Mixter. Can we make this happen? Can we make this happen? Monkus now gets overtaken by JDM and Sketch. Right down to P6. Josh, how far is Josh? Can he make it? Is Josh going to be able to make it? He's not. Josh is now heading into the pits to get fuel. We have 3 minutes left of today's race. Josh is now heading into pit lane. CJ and Matthew might be close enough to overtake. I think they will. CJ is going to be able to overtake Josh. He can. CJ overtakes. Is Matthew going to be able to overtake? He's coming through the last part of the track now. Is Josh going to be able to get fuel and get out of this track? He won't. Matthew is going to be able to overtake him. Let's jump up now to Sketch. He's 8 seconds behind. 8 tenths behind JDM. This is going to be a tight battle between the two of them as well. Sketch up into P5 in the top 5 again. This is a couple of weeks in a row that he's maintained consistency to get up into the top 5 of these races. We have 2.5 minutes left of today's session. This is going to be a tight finish. I'm 5.6 seconds behind Mixter. I'm making up time. I'm making up time on him. Can I get close enough to get a P2? We'll see how this unfolds. Only a minute left. Sorry, only 2 minutes left. I apologize. Apparently my maths goes out the window when we start racing F4s at Laguna Seca. Trust. We've got, looking at now, car number 8, which is Sketch. He's 1.4 seconds behind JDM. Can he get close enough to get a P4? We'll see what happens. Aiden now coming into the pits. Patrick, 2/10 behind Josh Garner. Can he make a move here? Let's see what happens between car number 31 and car number 30 with Patrick and Josh. Bobby, car number 33, moves aside. Patrick on the outside of the left-hander. He can't make it happen. Josh holds him off, but he's very, very close. He is very, very close. You can see him super, super tight there. Josh holding a defensive line on the inside. Patrick gets a better line out with a better exit, having more pace. 2/10 behind Eddington Corkscrew. Are they going to go side by side? They're not. Patrick backs out, gets a little bit more. Josh on the inside line, defensive. Josh gets it through. Patrick coming through the Corkscrew now. 7/10 behind. Josh get a good run through. Gets a good run out. You can see the gap is building. Aiden now comes into the pits in our 29th minute of the race. Good line through here from Josh. Really, really defensive. Josh, is he going to hold the inside line? He doesn't. He moves onto the outside and then sweeps on the inside. A little bit of an early cutback to stop any overtake opportunity, but that has definitely not helped him with this stretch of the straight. Patrick is now going to get a good run out in the slipstream. Can he make this happen? Heading into turn 1. They're going to be side by side going through turn 1. They are going to be side by side. Josh has the advantage on the inside line. Pushes a little bit wide. Has to brake a little bit early to slow down to be safe. Cuts it back through. Patrick, super quick, super wide. Josh backed out just a little bit to avoid any carnage. Great overtake there from Patrick. Again, another overtake on the outside of turn 1. I cannot believe it. It is absolutely insane overtaking here in turn 1 today that I did not expect to see, but I'm very happy to see it happen. Tom now on the, I think he was on his final lap maybe. I think Tom could be on his final lap, or he's just going to finish. You can see now he is heading into the left-hander here before we start heading up the hill into the Corkscrew part of today's track. We only have 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left. This is going to be a white flag for Tom when he crosses the line. This is going to be the end of our race. I'm 3.5 seconds behind Mixter. How in the hell have I made up this time? We've got Jeff right behind me, right behind Mixter, in between the two of us. How is this going to unfold? Jeff on the up top of the hill now. You can see this is going to be very, very close. I don't remember exactly how this unfolds. Jeff pulls aside, lets me get out in front. I'm now less than 3 seconds to Mixter. Can I get close enough? Can I catch him? We only have one more lap to go. Can I catch Mixter? Going through the Corkscrew now. Look at the pace. It looks insane going through the Corkscrew. And like I said, you cannot see a bloody thing. You can't see anything. Tom now getting the checkered flag. Is this it? Is this it, Tom? It is. Tom has just crossed the line. Our leader of today's race wins the Laguna Seca round 8 of the Spud Cup. Loses control, spins out just slightly. Mixter getting across the line. I'm 2/10 behind. Can I make it happen? I can't. 1.9 seconds. I'm right behind him. I've made up a difference of 6.5 seconds to 1.9, and I've just done my best lap of the race with a 1:21.4. That is a P3 finish for me, a P2 for Mixter, and Tom taking the win. We have JDM who's going to finish in 4th, all things considered. We have JDM crossing the line in 4th. Sketch is going to cross the line. He does in 5th. Munkus is going to cross the line. He's coming through the straight now. He's going to cross the line in 6th. CJ in 7th. Matt in 8th. Patrick and Josh rounding out our top 10. Well done to everybody today. Incredible driving. Well done. What a way to finish today's race. Let's have a look now at the guys and see exactly where they're going to finish up. We're looking at Matthew now is coming through the last part of the track. CJ is going to be coming across the line right now and solidifying his P7. He does. Great job from CJ. Well done. Consistent driving across the board. We've got Matthew who's just been overtaken by Patrick. What has happened? Is there a spin? Has there been a spin? Why is Matthew backing off? He backs off. Josh gets past. Josh and Patrick both overtake Matthew. What's happened? Why did Matthew back off? Was he redressing a position? I don't know what's happened. But Matthew is now stopped down to P7. P7. Josh and Patrick have made positions. They've got 8th and 9th. Matt is down to P10. I don't know what in the hell just happened. I don't know why Matt backed off. Maybe there's something happened early in the race. I'll have to look at the replays and see exactly what happened, or ask the guys and see why he redressed that position. Maybe it was just an incident earlier and he was trying to do the right thing. I don't know what happened, but well done to everybody. Incredible driving across the board. You did a fantastic job. Let's jump now to see our result and see how today's race rounded out. Let's have a quick look now at our results. We have Tom, Mixter, and myself all on the podium today here at Laguna Seca. I was very confident with today's track, but I did not expect to be up on the podium with both Mixter and Tom. That is an incredible, honoring feeling to be up there with those two incredibly quick drivers. We have JDM, Sketch, and Munkus in top 4, 5, and 6. CJ, Pat, Josh, and Matt rounding out our top 10 positions. We then have Tim, Azro, Aiden, Lynx, Jeff, Bobby, and David in the rest of our field. David, I don't think competed in today's race. I don't think he had some time to join, but he did join our quali, which is why his name is there. He's 20 laps down, which is what I'm assuming happened. Incredible driving. Well done to everybody. We knew Laguna Seca was going to be rough, but I did not expect the results that we got today. Well done to everybody, and thank you so much for competing and being part of our Spud Cup. If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of the Spud Cup Season 3, I have a full playlist here on YouTube. I'll leave a link to it in the description, or you can click a card up on the top right of your screen. If you want to come and see these races live, we stream them every single Friday night over on our Twitch channel. I'll leave all the information in our description. Come and let us know you found this video. We would love to have you as part of the Spud Cup. If you want to stay up to date with all of the Spud Cup information, come and join our Discord server. The link will also be in the description, as well as any other links to all of our other social media if you want to stay up to date with everything else that's happening in the South Street community. Other than that, guys, I'm going to leave you all to it. Thank you again for being part of this fantastic racing series. I appreciate all of you. I will see you in the next one, and bye!